Hello everyone and welcome to the beautiful Springvale Lakes on a freezing cold December. Next week it's Christmas. That's how close to Christmas we are. It's freezing cold, it's flipping pouring down with rain, and this rain wasn't even forecast. We cancelled, me and the fine cameraman himself, Jamie, cancelled one last week because it poured down all day. Thought, oh, let's get it done today. And it started to flipping rain. It shouldn't be here. But anyway, we're focusing on silvers fishing on the pole today. So just having a lovely day's fishing, which is something I strive to do every single time I go out, folks. This venue in particular is a little bit special. So we are on Golden 2 at Springvale Lakes today. All the lakes here are just absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to get going. But first things first, let's address the amount of hide in this lake. Now normally, if there's any amount of hide in a lake, you're just going to see me wimbling baiting all over the place. However, there's also lots and lots of big skimmers. There's loads of carp in, there's crucians in, there's tensions, loads of roach in, things like that. Oh, and there's loads of chub in as well. Whether we'll get them off the island or not, I don't know. So I want to talk you through or show you how I go about targeting sort of the skimmers first, hopefully, but then I know what's going to happen. I'm not going to catch any skimmers. I'm going to get a load of little roach like that, and I'm just going to end up welling loads of baiting through a catapult. But before we do that, we'll talk through bait in a sec. I'm going to be setting a little trap first, just putting minimal amount of bait in, a little tiny ball of ground bait with just a few maggots in and not loose feeding whatsoever. The trouble with loose feeding, if they hide, it's difficult here because there's so many flipping hide in, but if they don't want to feed, which I've never known hide not to feed, then the trouble with loose feeding or putting bait in, you are going to get a lot of them little tiny roach in your peg. In fact, it's the trouble I had Sunday just gone when I drew in that corner there on a silvers qualifier, wind hacking in. I just couldn't catch any hide. I couldn't get any presentation, but that's by the by. So first things first, let's talk through rigs. Now, one thing for certain, on here, I think all the lakes here, the flipping deep, I've got probably 7 foot, maybe just over 7 foot. I've had to put my long 4 on just to hook it in the bottom to show you. But let's talk through the elastic first. Getting on that then, Jamie. So single 8 slip, the best sort of I'm going to say bonus silverfish elastic in the world. I absolutely adore it. When the fish are averaging bigger than sort of 4 ounce, no, a little bit bigger, 6 ounce, that is the elastic that you need, folks, for this time of year. It's absolutely amazing. It'll cope with carp and F1s as well, but for the averaging 10 to 12 ounce, the chub probably average similar size, skimmers are averaging £1 to £2, that kind of thing. That is the elastic to go for. Next thing is mainline. That is what's on all my silvers rigs this time of year, folks. 0.14 AccuPower. Don't need to go any heavier, don't need to go any lighter. So you can see there, we've got 2 number 8s back shots just above the float. Now, float in question is a carbon stem F1 maggot. Reason for carbon is it's pretty calm today. If it was choppy, I'd probably go F1 pellet or even a power, something like that, because of the depth. But the beauty I've got with this float is with it being carbon stem, I can hold a tight line, watch the bite through the water, or I can just bring my shots back, fold the float over the top and flop it down. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean. And then under the float, we've just got 2 little number 11 trimming stops, just to bring that float right down. And then all the way down here, see how flipping deep it is, we've got our shots, which is it 9 number 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Yeah, 9 number 9s. Now, obviously, again for silvers, why am I using number 9s all the way through and not combination 10s and 9s? Reason being is because it's deep. This rig, I want to be fishing on the bottom. I'm only going to show you one rig today. Obviously, pleasure fishing conditions, match conditions. I'd have other swims on the go. I'd have a short swim where I'd be loose feeding, but I just want to focus today on just getting bites. You know what I mean? Just picking one swim. The further you can go on your pole, obviously you've only got sort of margin poles, 8 metres, you've got the depth on these kind of venues, but ideally get out to sort of 11, 13 metres ideally, something like that. If you've not got it, you've not got it, just go the limit of your pole. Or if you haven't got a pole, just chuck a feeder in, but we'll do another video on that anyway. So yeah, 9 number 9s, tapered. I do waffle Jamie, he's laughing behind that camera phone, he knows what I'm like. Just nice and tapered all the way down to a 4-inch, and it's a size 18. Right, let me show you. Let me just put that down. I'm going to show you the new hooks that I've been using, folks. If you've not got on these, you need to get on them. I always said they were XSF, SS. I can't remember what I used to call them, but XFSB 16s and 18. I've got an 18s on today, and flipping it, they're amazing. They're when you put one on, you're that's not going to be strong enough to landed carp and this, that and the other, or big F1s. They flipping are. The beauty of these as well, obviously, winter fishing with them perch and that big perch you get, they just go straight into the mouth, you know, on slightly thicker hooks sometimes, you know, certainly on light elastics you're giving it a little bit of beans and the hook's just not penetrating the mouth, whereas these, can't stress how good they are, folks. So get on them, XFSP. So I've got the 18s on today, just a 0.10, 4 inches, and then bait wise, I've got my favourite super sweet and Thatcher's green in there, just mixed like really over wet, probably 3/4 super sweet to 1/4 Thatcher's green, and then we've just got some maggots. That's it, 2 pints of maggots, red and white maggots, that's it, done, dusted, that's all I've got hiding under there. But look what I've got out. Told you to tell me off, Jamie, if I got the blooming catapult out. But what I will be using, not to start off with, is them. So obviously the small toss pot and the medium toss pot. What I want to do, I want to keep these fish in an area. Certainly if like the wind gets up and it's coming towards us like it is, catapulting's just going to spread out your bait too much, which sometimes it's not a bad thing. Certainly for Hyde, I want to spread that bait out a bit, but that'll probably be what I put on first, a little tiny toss pot like that. 3/4 to fulfill the pot, dink it under the water and just tap them out. So we'll see how we get on, but to start with, I'm not going to be putting any bait in. So let me just take that number 3 off that rig, because I forgot to put my other number 3s in, folks. That's how prepared I am. And I can go out and show you how much bait I'm putting in to start with. So let me just hook that up. That's going to fall off by the time we come to blooming fish with it, isn't it? We've got our cupping kit, so literally feeding wise, let me bring it over here. All I'm going to do is just literally just get a bit of ground bait like that, just give it a, that's it, because it's quite deep. I mean, obviously that is going to start breaking up as soon as it hits the water, and it's going to end up in sort of like a dinner plate or something. I've been and checked the rig already to see the float sitting right, and there's a tiny little bit of tow going left to right, but hardly anything. Again, you want to spread these fish out over a little bit of an area. And then maggots wise, what we're going to put in, sort of like, what's that, 20 maggots, if that, 20-25 maggots. That's it. That's all I'm going to feed to start off with. Because it has been flipping freezing, I mean, it's the difference. If you didn't know, like, the venue, obviously Springvale, it's so good, there's so many silvers in, but if you didn't know the venue, always start off negative like this and feel your way into a session. So, we'll ship out. I've got my marker right on the corner of the island, and you see I've got my little babby extension on behind me. So, markers wise, I'm going to feed my ground bait where I plumbed up, but obviously fishing wise, it might be that I go a little bit further past, or, you know, depending on where that tow, if it's just surface skim, obviously I'm not too bothered, but if it's under tow, then I need to find out where that bait's ending up. So that's that in, and then we carry on with the fishing. Are we just going for it in a wanna, Jamie? Are we doing it? Yeah, come on, let's go for it in a wanna. So let's get this on. So first things first, we'll get a magway on. I'm literally just going to put a single red magway on, just through the tip, like so. Just a nice single one. I want to see what's in the peg first. If it is like little roach and things like that, I'm not feeling I'm fishing positive enough, I can put that pot on and start cupping a little bit of bait in. Or I can pick catapult up. But the trouble I've got at the minute is that blooming wind's coming towards me. So first thing I want to do is hold a tight line to my float to see if there's anything sort of through the water. Usually like the little roach on it first. I'd might be a little bit later. But some skimmers, I wouldn't mind getting in touch with them skimmers. So you see how I've laid that rigging? I've laid it out to the left so that the tow's naturally bringing that float back round to the right. To be fair, there's hardly any tow on that at all. It's just blowing my float back a little tiny bit. Just sink that float a little bit more with my back shot. Probably do with another little shot on that actually. It's lovely fishing with a black tip float on a white background now. So it might be that we're waiting, you know, a few minutes for our first bite. Or it might be that we get one straight away, who knows. But I'm not going to leave it too long before I come back and maybe loose feed a little bit. You know, put a little pot on, introduce some maggots. Don't want to pick the catapult up just yet. So I want to see what's there first. What I will do though is just give it a little bit of a lift and a drop. So keep an eye on that toe. If it does bring your rig back towards you, then obviously this side of your feed, and I want to be on my feed or the other side of it. So what I will do is just go to the end of my little dolly butt section, just so I can get past where I'm fishing, if that makes sense. So it's just a case of seeing what's what now. See if I've got any toe whatsoever on that. Lifting us up. I think I'll put another shot on that float as well when I come back. The bites will probably be, horrendous, I would have thought. Little tiny dinks. Unless it's a chub. Chub will just look itself. But I would have thought anything else would just be a little bit slower. Come on, the fishies. To be fair, I say how cold it is. It's only, well, it was 5 degrees, and obviously with this wind, it's what is it today? Northwesterly. It's making it feel a lot colder than that. Oh, that little dink. That little dink there, and the tiniest little dink. What have we got there? Well, that's not a silver, that's a carp straight away. Might be a tent shot, It's fighting tension, that's what I mean. That's the beauty of like them. That light, oh no, it's not, it's a little carp. That light elastic. That was the tiniest of tiny dinks, that. And again, that feed, there'll still be a lot of feed there, so I'm not going to bother feeding anything else. Look at him swirling on that bloody island. Flipping heck. Well, I don't even know why I've told Jamie to say look at him swirling, because he can't bloody zoom in on that on that phone. But this is what it's all about, folks. What we've been fishing. Not been fishing long, have we? What, 5 minutes? Something like that, if that. That's our first bite. It's a decent fish as well. I'm still going to go tension me. Or is it carp? Yeah, it's a carp, isn't it? Well, I said, this is what I mean about them hooks and fine wire hooks, folks. They're like, no trouble at all, even with carp on. See, I'm just taking my time. I'm not bringing him back. I don't want it to go over where I've been fishing, so that's why I'm playing it out to the left. Play it in someone else's swim. If Jamie was next peg, I'd be playing it in his swim. And just take your time. It's not a big fish by any means, but when it's this flipping cold, it don't matter. It's all about getting bites, catching fish. But what I will do though is unship. So important that you unship if you do have something decent on, rather than coming all the way back to your top kit. It's got to be a little carp, that. Got to be. So if it was a tench, it'd be more like headbangy. Go on. What are you going to be? What are you going to be? Here it comes now. Well, not yet. It's flipping 7 foot deep. It's got to be a carp, hasn't it? It's going to be a carp. Is it a carp? Yeah, a little baby carp. Beautiful. Obviously, if you're in a silvers qualifier, not ideal. I had like 20 of these on Sunday. Immaculate fish, lovely fishing, but not what you want when it's silvers. But as I say, if you're coming out like pleasure fishing or what have you, just coming on for a couple of hours, it's all about getting back. Look at that stunning little fish. Absolutely beautiful. So maybe if I'd have gone in with like loose feed then with some maggots or something, I might have attracted the roach. So I'm going to have another go without feeding anything and see if I can catch anything else there. But how simple is that? Single maggot. I know it took me time then, folks, but we're only fishing light, aren't we? We're only fishing light, but I know it took me time, but look at the state of that. That's what you can expect at Springvale, folks. The fish are all absolutely flipping immaculate. Beautiful. Near enough, fully scaled mirror, and look at that hook there. What are you giving me for that, Jamie? 6 out of 10, isn't it? Yeah. But look how it's in. I mean, I hardly struck it all on that. Look at him. Flipping amazing here. So let's get him back It's not quite a pound. I'm going to say he's like 12, 14 ounce. And I'm going to go straight back in again. But before I do that, I'm going to put another stot under this float because it's like a flipping lighthouse. So I'm just going to put another number 12 on. Little baby stot. So it's feeling your way into a session. So what's that taking? Like, I put my feed in, come back, and it's probably taking, I don't know, 3-4 minutes something for that first bite. If it had taken a bit longer, normally I'd only give it like 5 minutes. Certainly if the silver's in, I wouldn't give it too long. But I suppose feeling your way into a session when it's this cold, give it up to like 10 minutes. And if there's no signs, you've not had anything, my next thing would be to pick catapult up or put a little pot on, something like that. So I've just put another single maggot on, single red maggot, and then exactly the same again. Don't change anything. I think I'm guilty of it sometimes, of like trying to make things happen too quick. Yeah. Up that short line, that's where I'd be like, constantly loose feeding. Certainly if it was like a decent depth there, on like a top kit, maybe 2 or 3, that's where you'd have your loose fed line for, like the hide and the chub or the roach, hybrids, things like that for later on. But starting off wise, always start off in that deep water. It'll just give you the best chance just to see what's in your peg. So this time if we go in and we catch like a little tiny fish, I wouldn't necessarily want to feed again, because I think that bait's definitely still going to be there. It'd only be if I caught, 3, 4, 5 of them, one after another, them little fish. That's when I'd look to either top up or just change my feeding. Probably put a little pot on. But then obviously, the beauty of match conditions. Whoa, stop putting me off, Jamie. The beauty of match conditions is you can see what's going on. So if there's anglers either side, you're catching really well, doing something you're not, loose feeding and what have you, then by all means start that. But normally starting off pretty negative and then feeling your way into a session is the best way in the winter. And that's exactly what we've done today. Oh yeah, struck too hard that first one. Because I'm fishing so deep, don't need to strike as hard. That first one, that one I missed then, I struck, and obviously I've had to bring the whole rig out, whereas that time, just give it a couple of 2 or 3 foot and then drop it back down again, and you're fishing a lot quicker. Oh, what are them going to be? The liners. Can I start filling it in now? So I've just missed sort of like 3 bites and one after another. They look like proper bites. They could be tiny fish. I'd imagine like hide and things like that. If it was carp or certainly skimmers, you'd be into them a lot quicker. Don't tend to miss them. That floats out a lot better now. Yeah, no, it's another little thing there. It's a phenomenal way of fishing. I absolutely adore it. The next thing I'll probably try is double maggot, and then ring the changes with the colour as well. It's so good. Already just off that one little feed, plenty of signs there, getting a lot of bites. Be interesting to see what these fish are, these little dinks and that. Could be liners, could be like carp swimming through. If there's a lot of carp there. It's mad to think you'd catch carp like feeding sort of this time of year. Usually they're just balled up, but yeah, that's another carp. That might be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I think we might put another up length on for this one, folks. Well, maybe not. Oh, he's gone back for a feed on me bait. How good is this? How good is this? So probably them bites that we just missed then, folk, they were probably liners off carp. So if you are silvers fishing, this isn't what you want really. But if you're just coming for a pleasure session, or you're in a match and everything counts, then flipping heck, you wouldn't start off any different. You wouldn't start off any different. What I'll probably do, because obviously I've shown what to do to start with, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start loose feeding. If we start loose feeding, then what we can do there is try drawing them, obviously them silvers into the peg. So then carp might vanish, or it might even bring more carp into the peg, who knows. But that's what I do. So if I'd started off and it was silvers only, and I'd up carp, then I'd change obviously something I was doing. If we want silvers only and I started off how I was, look at neck, I wouldn't change anything. But we need to change something. If we're on the silvers matches and we're catching them, we need to change something we're doing. And once you've started loose feeding, if you're still catching carp, then just change swims. This is a little bit bigger, this one. That might be same size, might be same fish, just like not had enough feed. So good though, isn't it? So I've give that what, three lots of sort of like 20 maggots through a catapult then. We'll see if we get anything different this next time. Put some more in. Give it 4 lots. So you see I'm giving 20 maggots. It's actually not spreading out too much that. The wind has died down a little bit, so it's not too bad. It's so good, this fishery. If you've not been here, folks, Springvale Lakes, it's like you'll have just, oh, it's a little popular. You'll have the best days fishing ever, all times of year, but especially this time of year when it's flipping freezing. Oh, don't film that, Jamie. There we go. Beautiful. This is a little bit. Did you get that in as well? Did you feel me missing it? Right, so edit that bit, Jamie. Thank you. Look at the absolute state of that common. That is absolutely... Oh, mate, come on. You give me 10 out of 10?
Yeah, I'll give you 10 out of 10.
He's 10 out of 10 as well, folks. What an absolute beautiful little popular. Absolutely immaculate. Look where he's hooked. He is 10 out of 10 as well. That's what I mean about the mucks. They're flipping amazing, aren't they? Look at that, folks. Look. He's over a pound. He's like pound 6 or something. Oh, flipping it. You think I'd have had enough of seeing them after Sunday, but they're just, you can't help but smile when you catch one because every one of them's like that. Absolutely flipping immaculate. Right.
Winter carp video it is.
Winter carp video, that's what it is. No, right, I'm gonna prove that you can catch the silvers. So again, literally just nick that magway on through the tip. And now we're gonna catch, I reckon we'll catch a little roach now. But I didn't want to do it to start with, simply because you don't know what the response is. But we'll see. We'll see what's what now. But as I say, if I was fishing just a normal match or come pleasuring, I wouldn't change anything. Flipping out, why would you not want to catch them all day? Right, so 5 lots of maggots it's had now, all the tight line. And imagine if there's a lot of eye there, we should be getting bites through the water. There we go. Oh, it might even be better for carp. See what's what. Yeah, it should just... Well, it'll prove my theory once and for all, Jamie, that we knew anyway, but shallow fishing fixes everything. We knew that anyway, like, but, you know what I mean? Even in, like, the coldest of cold days, because it's flipping freezing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just start loose feeding and up more carp, folks. So, that was even quicker. That was amazing. How good is this? Let's get some more maggots in. Flipping heck. Yeah, forget. Silvers are overrated. Pretend it's summer. Can I put shallow rig on now? No. But it's so good. How good is this, Jamie? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. Just pretend it's a silver. It's not a silver. It's not a silver. It might be that big bream. It's not a bream. Not a bream. So I think today, obviously, in that depth of water, that's where all the carp are. So maybe the shorter line. That would have been one for the silvers. But I don't want to come off this. This is flipping amazing. Keep that bait going in. So 2 completely different styles of fishing, but both effective. That loose feed then, obviously, that was a lot more effective than putting the ground bait in. How's the silvers video doing, Jamie?
Great.
It's like blooming Andy Powers on the box, isn't it, catching this many carp? Flipping heck. Go on, the silvers. The silver's topping like 3/4. go on the carbs. Stunning little things. Oh, you know why I'm catching carp, don't you? Got red maggot on. You catch hide on white maggots, don't you? You know that. Look at the state of that. Every single one, folks. Look at it.
It's another 6 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll bypass that, mate. We'll bypass the 6 out of 10. But look at the state. They're absolutely beautiful fish. Flipping freezing, like bloody ice cubes. Right, come on, let's catch let me catch an hide then. White maggot. Let me show you. I know what I'm on about. Here we go. White magpie. Again, up through the tip. There we go. Get ready. It's going to do you ready now, Jamie, if we catch an hide now, isn't it? Promise you. I'm going to feed. Hey? In fact, how deep it is, I don't reckon any of the maggots have got to the bottom yet. I reckon they're still falling. Right, here we go. Here we go. No carp on white maggots, mate. No carp on white maggots. So again, still holding that line quite tight to the float. There we go. Don't put any more in, Andrew. There we go. See, that was a bite on the drop. Yeah, get a shell we go. There's a bite on the drop, Jamie. That's why we hold a tight line, just to see what's what. Could have been a roach, but I'd imagine it would have been an id. So many fish topping. That's it, down on the bottom now. That was definitely a bite through the water, that last one. What's it going to be? Going to be an hide. I'm telling you, it's going to be an hide. White maggot. Bit of encouragement. There we go. Told you. Bit of encouragement. And what do we get, Jamie? What did I say it'd be? What did I say it'd be? Might be a roach, actually. But at least it's a silverer. Just off that bit of encouragement, that wasn't. Oh no, it's poppadom. Go on the poppadom. Said it'd be a silver though. Yeah, mate. Told you. And he's 10 out of 10 as well. Like actual 10 out of 10. White maggot. So there's fish like them, folks. Obviously silvers matches, them are what you want. And you can see how many bites we're getting just off that one little ball of ground bait we put in. I know we started loose feeding, but if you started off catching them off that bit of ground bait you put in, don't change anything. No point changing anything. The only thing that I would have done before loose feeding would have been putting a little pot on. So putting a little pot on rather than loose feed, because loose feeding does draw fish in. You know, if you're not getting bites. But if you are getting bites like we were and you weren't too bothered you were catching, don't change anything. There we go. Well, my guys in, so it's just getting into a rhythm now. So many flipping fish there, isn't there? Landed a bit short. I'll put some more in them, won't we? There we go. The bites are like hardly anything. Little tiny little dinks. Because I had that one off her lift and a drop, I'm going to try that again. Probably do that a little bit more often. Go on, the fishies. Oh, that was a little dink then. Forgot to strike then. Oh, he's on. It's another skimmer. Impressed, mate. White maggots. Told you. Told you, didn't they? Yeah, well, some people would say different. Told you we catch some. It's because I just wanted to catch a few more carp after Sunday. That's why I didn't want to go straight into catching skimmers. But there you will, weight builders, them folks. Yeah, 3 of them, and that's just over £1. That kind of thing. And you don't half get a decent weight of them when you're proper on them. So yeah, I'm gonna carry on with this. We don't need to change anything. Yeah, keep keep on putting that single maggot on. Why would you want to change anything? Yeah, just stick with it. We're catching. So, well, it is a bite of chuck, isn't it? We're catching. Don't need to change absolutely nothing. In fact, I'm gonna catch one more on a white maggot. It's a silver. I'm gonna put a red maggot back on, just to prove to you. Just to prove to you, Jamie. Is it the fact that them skimmers just rocked up, you reckon? Not having it, are you? He's not having it, folks. Right, get ready. Catch another silver on a white magpie. And then we're going to have to prove to him, aren't we? We'll have to prove to him. Lovely, that. Oh, that float's just sitting. Bites are a bit pongy, but you'd expect that with certainly with silvers, skimmers. That's why it's so important to have them heavier droppers on for skimmers. Get down there, be nice and positive. A bit of encouragement. Come on. One more, and red maggot back on, and we'll catch carp. It's on you, mate. It's going to happen. Put a bit more. A few more magpies in. That's not bothering me at all. They're dropping a bit short. We've got our main pile of bait out there still, that ground bait. What is interesting to note, if it does go that little bit quieter, you know, because we've had regular, but we had 3 carp, 2 skimmers in a short space of time. If I suddenly go now sort of 5-6 minutes without a bite, then that's telling me that I do need to top up. Let's put a little bit more ground bait in. So just let the fish tell you. What would probably be the one is oh, we had a dink then. Probably the one is topping it up and then doing it nice and tidy with a little pot of maggots on. Maybe that'd be my train of thought. Is that loose feed? You know, it's brilliant for eye, but there's not a lot of eye there. It is. There we go. What did I say? Another silver. Right, so I'll catch your carp this time, eh, Jamie? That might be an id, that. Yeah, there we go. Told you. Impressed, aren't you, mate? Told you, mate. Why didn't I fish white maggots on Sunday, Jamie? Why? Do you know what I did? Yeah, I just kept on hooking carp. Go on, please. Second best fish in the world. But there's some big skimmers in, to be fair. Ah, to be fair. Oh, it is. Oh, Jamie. Second best fish in the world, mate. Oh, oh, folks, that's it. That's me done now. Look at the state of them. Flipping out, they've grown since last time we fished it. Like, I'd like weigh really heavy, so it looks like 8 ounce, but it's probably 10 ounce. You know what I mean? Another 6 out of 10 as well. I always like to look down hide and chub's throat just to see if there's any bait. If there is, that's not a good sign, because it means that because they are really greedy fish, it's basically just eating all the bait, so there's not loads there. But if there's not, then there's quite a few there competing. Right, do you want me to catch your carp? Ready? You're not having it here. Right, here we go.
Will be impressive.
Red maggot. It's not the fact that I've started loose feeding and all them hiding in my peg now, mate. No. Them carps are still there. They're just like turn the nose up to white magpies. You watch, mate. He's not having it. He's not having it, folks. I can sense him just smirking. It's in the corner here. So carp. Or it could be, I'm going to redeem myself. If we don't catch a carp, it's because the hide have rocked up through that loose feed.
Don't make excuses
No.
now.
I'm going to catch you a carp, I told you. There we go. Right. But then I always like dob for carp with white maggots. They do like them. They're just, to be fair, reds. It's pretty clear as well, isn't it? We've seen them fish like flashing sort of 18 inches, 20 inches of visibility. And that's another reason why you'd want to get out into that deeper water as well, to start with. But obviously days like this where it is a bit overcast, you will catch them in, you know, shallower water. Right, a bit of encouragement. carp time. Get ready. Get ready. I want another carp. Come on. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, no, it was an eyed bite, actually, that. So another thing to watch for is every time you loose feed, any like little dinks on your float and you're constantly missing bites, so you're getting foul lookers, and that's telling you that the fish are coming up in the water.
It's not a carp.
It's a crucian. It is a carp. I told you. Red maggot. It is a crucian or a... Yeah, I reckon that's a little crewy, mate. Told you. You're like, what is happening, Andrew? Told you, mate. Please be a crewy. Joint third best with tench if it's a crewy. Might be a chore, but it's like it was a bit angry, head banging. What's it going to be? Come on, be a crewy. Told you, didn't look at that. Didn't look at that. Is that just the most beautiful little crucian you've ever seen, folks, or what? Flipping heck. That is absolutely stunning. Oh, I would catch them. Oh, and we're on like 9 out of 10 with that one. I would catch them all flipping day, folks. Oh, they might even be my favourite. No, should be my favourite, but they are. Oh, they're just stunning, folks. Right, that's me done. I am gonna put red maggot on, then put white maggots on if I want silvers. Proved it, I know, folks. But joking apart, so what are the things you can take from this? So basically, you've seen how we started off with that feed. Don't go nuts with that feed to start off with. A little bit of ground bait, get the fish into your peg, a few maggots in, and then see what's happening. If I'd gone this time of year 10 to 15 minutes without a bite after that initial feed, that's when I'd have my little pot on. Where's my little pot? Oh, go on the Bruce, where's that come? And what else have we got there? Oh, flipping out, we've got some chocolate. Have you been hiding that from me, Jamie? Where's that come from? Has Neil been round? What a legend he is. But anyway, if yeah, so what I would have done if I had not had a bite of that initial like 15 minutes, little baby pot on, 3/4 full with maggots, and completely submerge that in the water. Then you can ship out nice and quick and tap them maggots in so they go in with a bit of a doof. They'll stay into your pot, but they'll spread out. And then give that sort of like feed every 5 to 8 minutes, something like that. And if that's not attracting them, the next thing I do is pick catapult up. And if that's not attracting them, then obviously you change swims or you pack up and go pub. No, joking apart, just change swims. But the beauty of somewhere like this, it's just phenomenal, folks, isn't it? It's just like the best fishing in the world, isn't it? Springvale. If you've not been here, you've got to get yourself here. I'm going to carry on. Jamie wants to go. I'm going to carry on. What would happen if you put a red and a white on? Flipping heck. But what would you like? What's going on there then? Fish would be like, I reckon they'd like, oh, I'm not having it. You know what I mean? I don't know what would happen. But I hope you've enjoyed it, folks. As always, you know how simple we keep these things. Don't complicate anything. Literally one top kit. One top kit will do all. Start out long in the deeper water and then potentially come back into the shallow water as the day progresses. If that light starts to go, if it has been bright through the day, that's when you're going to catch. As long as you've got, I'm going to say 3 foot plus, as long as you've got over 3 foot, you're going to catch this time of year. But yeah, just get out there, give it a try. Don't need loads of bait, just take your time. And then if you adopt like what we've been doing, just little and often with that feeding, you're going to have a fantastic day. Hope you've enjoyed it, folks. Now I'm going to catch me some more crucians.